Greetings everyone, I'm doing another video on Raid Slayer. I'd have done this video sooner except I hurt my shoulder and I'm just been in a lot of pain, so yeah, not particularly great few days for me. Total revenue for books is $5,576 in Australian dollars this is. Raid Slayer in Australian dollars has made $3,784 and had 453 sales, and that's in about a 3-week period. Now, as you can see, I didn't actually get hit for page reads, which is very surprising to say the least. I fully expected to be hit for page reads, but I don't think I'm out of the water yet because Amazon did skip a month. 2 months ago, they didn't hit anyone, as far as I know anyway. I did hear of random cases of people being hit for page reads, but they got their money back, and Amazon apologised to them. Then last month, a few lit RPG authors, well, I know of one at least in particular, that got hit for page reads, so maybe they skipped months now, I don't know. I don't know why they'd suddenly decide to do that, but yeah. Definitely people don't seem to be being hit as much for page reads, or if they are, they're not talking about it as much. So I'm really happy that they didn't hit the book for page reads, though I'm not convinced that they can't hit it next month and then still take page reads from September. I'm fairly sure they did that with my other books, Vesaria and Ruins of a Lost Sun I saw actually lost about 150 page reads, even though like only one person in the entire book's existence on Amazon had borrowed the book. It actually lost page reads, so it had like 150 page reads, which is about the length, the Kemp of the book or whatever, and then it had been taken by Amazon. So I don't know. I did notice as well that Vesaria book 1 was hammered in the first page read reductions in May. But in the second page read reductions, it was actually left alone, and it was only book 2 that got hit. Book 2 had about 27,000 page reads, and it was knocked down to 5,000 something. And a couple of months later, after pulling out of KU, and people had obviously still borrowed the book, it has 7,625 page reads. Just before the second page read reduction in June, it had 117 sales, so 23,000 page reads to 117 sales. And then it got smacked down to 5,000 something after the hit. And when you think about it, that figure is laughable. 117 sales to 22,945 page reads. I mean, those page reads are drastically low, and yet Amazon smacked it down. This was after the second hit. They actually had 7,000 page reads, sorry, not 5,000 something. So yeah, book 1 didn't get hit at all, and yet book 2 got smacked down for 3/4 of its page reads, basically, like 2/3 or whatever. And yet Raid Slayer has made all this money and page reads and stuff like that, and Amazon has done nothing. So I mean, not that I'm complaining about that. Don't think I'm complaining, but still, it's just hilarious to me that Vesaria did nowhere near as well, and it got hammered so much. Here's my figures in US dollars, so $4,057 US total revenue for books, and $2,708 for Raid Slayer, of which about $2,450 roughly is profit. Now for last month, I made in total revenue $1,273, so that's why I ended up having to pay for this book report program. This month so far, and we're only basically a third into it, it's made $1,507 US. So yeah, it's been an awesome month, and I imagine I'm going to easily get over $2,000 this month. Now here's the book on Amazon. It's got a #1 new release in humorous fantasy again, which I guess is pretty meaningless really. And it's got 10 customer reviews. And as you can see, they're all still 1 stars or 5 stars. So I think there's like 6 5 stars and 4 1 stars. The newest 1 star is actually complaining about the combat system rather than the women being programmed to love the guy or whatever, so at least that one was a bit different. And whatever, he didn't like the combat system I made where like it's a skill, like the characters use skills and stuff and it shows like hit points and whatever. I mean, that's more of a style issue, although he said the book felt forced. I'm not entirely sure what he meant by that. There is a thing in lit RPG, some people like sort of open-ended stories where you just follow a character doing random stuff basically in the world. There's not necessarily like so much an overarching plot, or at least no major overarching plot. The overall plot might be like they're going out to collect resources to build a house or whatever, and then the conflict they face on the way to building their house, stuff like that. So my book's definitely got sort of one overall objective, and that is for the guy to escape the dungeon he's been put in, basically. So anyway, that 1 star was more a style issue, and I still find it disgusting people just so liberally hand out 1 stars in general. Like if a book's like the author's actually tried to make a good book and, they've just done their best basically, like how is that worth a 1 star? If you don't like it, maybe 2 stars, even if you don't finish it. Like to me, a 1 star is someone who's just copy and pasted stuff off the internet, thrown it into a book. They're trying to scam people, they didn't edit their book, or it was just so utterly bad that in every single way that, it's just beyond redemption, basically. So anyway, people are idiots, I suppose. So welcome to the real world, I guess. And obviously I don't expect everyone to like my book or give it 5 stars. I just find it hilarious just how liberally these 1 stars have been thrown at it. Over, really just a taste, like a matter of taste, basically. The current rank is 1,794 in the US store. I'm still amazed that it's held out so long, considering the sales have dropped considerably per day. I mean, here's the sales data for now. It supposedly had 7 sales today, although a lot of people are saying that their sales aren't showing up, so I don't know if there's like delayed or anything. But yeah, it didn't change from 7, like from early US time in the morning to late in the day. So I actually thought it was going to be a decent day, and then it just basically stopped at 7 sales. So yeah, the day before it had 12, the day before that 13, 18. And when I made the last video, I think this was the last day I made it of, this was 8 sales, and it had basically collapsed from the height of 39. So it's never really recovered anyway. It has gone up a tiny bit and then sort of slowly inching down. And same with page reads, really. So, yeah. I mean, that said, 15,000 page reads in a day isn't bad, don't get me wrong. But the downward trend is definitely there, and it's sad that it's in the first month. But that said, there's so much competition out there now. The major publishers, mainstream publishers, did actually dump a lot of books into the market. And, we're slowly heading up to Christmas. And I'm not spending too much on ad spend or anything like that, so it's, I guess, makes sense that my book's slowly declining. The only way I'd slow it down, I suppose, is if I was willing to spend more on ads, which I'm not really. At least not until book 2 or 3's out type thing. I just wanted to quickly show the Goodreads ratings. There's still a lot more balance. It's definitely got more 4 stars now than anything, and then 5 stars and 3. But still, I'm happy with this. I mean, I'd obviously rather the 4 stars be 5 stars, but that's fine. Here's my AMS dashboard. Some of the ads are performing better than others, but their ad spend and impressions have definitely dropped considerably. Even on my new ads I've created, the ones at the very top here, they're struggling to get many impressions. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I guess just keep making new ads. I don't want to increase the bids, really. Like some of them already have 30-cent plus bids, so stuff that I'm not going to spend more than that per click. But most of the ads are running decent amount of ACOS. Some of them are still high. Most of them, again, are the ones that were made before the book release. And, the ones with more expensive bids. So overall, I'm happy with the ads. And still, ad spend is way below the daily cost that the daily profit the book is making anyway. So it means nothing really. But overall, I'm happy with that. The UK ads are doing okay too, but they're just not getting many impressions. I think because I'm just not spending enough on bids. So overall, I'm happy with the book. And yeah, if I don't get hit for page reads, then I'm going to be really, really happy with the book. And basically laughing all the way to the bank. And I guess I'll have those 1-star reviewers in mind as I see that new bank balance when all that money goes in sort of thing. So I need to focus on the positive. The book has made money and most people seem to like it. And I've had 20 people join up to my newsletter. So yeah, I need to focus on the positive and not let those 1-star reviews get me down. I just never imagined making such a polarizing book. And I had fun with Raid Slayer, and I just thought other people would too, but yeah. Anyway. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.